Hi there, good afternoon. My name's Carl Sanderson. I am presenting my lesson on my lesson plan alignment lesson, and the kids are not present in the room, but I have prepared this lesson to show what would happen if the kids were here in class with me. I will be pausing periodically to remove myself from the actual teaching of the lesson to talk directly to the camera. So here we go. Okay, kids, open up your devices and go to your DBQ assignment. It is in your social studies folder in your Schoology folder. And once we get there, I will show you today's lesson objective. I'll give you a couple seconds to open up. Remember, you're going to your DBQ project in your social studies folder in the Schoology platform. Okay, here we go. Here is our lesson objective. Students, you will be creating or constructing a 5-paragraph essay explaining how Cabeza de Vaca survived alone in the desert for nearly 8 years. This sounds like a very daunting task. It really isn't. I'm going to work with a lot of you, help you through this, because I know we haven't done this before. It's a very interesting topic, I think, and I'll try to make it as interesting as I can for you. So here we go. So in your DBQ project folder, I'm going to get into mine right now. And first of all, Cabeza de Vaca, how did he survive? Well, he was a conquistador. And conquistadors lived around the 1400s, 1500s, and they explored what is today southwestern United States, Mexico, and even into some South American countries that weren't countries back then, but areas that would be there today. So Cabeza, well, first of all, conquistadors, they were not very nice men. They did a lot of ruthless things, such as take what they wanted. They were looking for gold and treasure and trying to spread Christianity, but they really didn't do a good job of spreading Christianity when, if you didn't agree with them, they wouldn't treat you very nicely. Okay, so again, Cabeza was a conquistador. He was looking for some treasure with his ship commander, and his name was Narvaez. So it looks like on June 17th, 1527, Cabeza, he sailed from the Spanish mainland, so that means from Spain, and he ended up on the northern shore of Gulf of Mexico. That's in between kind of Florida and Texas. So his ship didn't make it, so they had to land and kind of crash landed in Florida. So eventually he made it over to Texas with a raft, and here's his story of an 8-year struggle to stay alive and eventually make it to his destination of Mexico City. 8 years he was out there in the wild, really not much to eat except snakes and spiders and berries. Didn't have any warm clothes. 8 years. Unbelievable. So you guys, you kids, boys and girls, you're going to go to the first page in your DBQ project, and here it's the hook exercise. And we're going to just talk briefly about the different dangers that this area of the country featured. Okay, at this point, I'm going to state that kids will talk to their table partners about the 3 dangers that Cabeza faced. I would typically read through this with them, choral read. I wouldn't do popcorn read. That's not a recommended strategy anymore. There are 3 dangers that the kids will learn about. The one is mosquitoes, Gulf Coast mosquitoes. The next one is armed strangers, like natives that were not super friendly to the conquistadors. And the last big danger is river crossing. Typically, the Spaniards did not know how to swim. In Cabeza's case, he did not, and there were a number of rivers that he had to cross. I will make this as engaging as possible for the kids and rev them up as far as which one they're interested in. I will offer support with the vocabulary. There is some difficult academic vocabulary in this piece, and the comprehension of these 3 paragraphs too. Okay, so after we do this, I'm going to step back in my teacher role and address the class again. Okay, kids, so what I'd like you to do is we're going to read these 3 paragraphs. There are kind of some difficult words in here, so I'm going to support with some vocabulary definitions, and then you're going to use your table partners to decide which one of these 3 scary and very dangerous circumstances would frighten you the most. Okay. Okay, back to talking to the camera. We would read chorally as the class the background essay, which is next, and then stopping often to discuss questions and talking points there too. So again, like I said, the background essay is pretty lengthy. It is probably about 7 or 8 paragraphs. There are some difficult vocabulary in here. It does provide a map for a visual. So Cabeza came from over here. I would show them to Florida, managed to get over to Texas, and then start his journey wandering around in the Mexican desert for 8 years. Okay, so back to the class. Okay, so kids, we just read the How Did He Survive background essay. It sounds like, man, he had a lot of things going against him. I'm surprised he made it. I don't know if I could make it out in the Mexican desert with not hardly anything to eat, no fresh water, no clothes, basically. He was really difficult, really had difficult circumstances. So at this point, I would like the GT students, the 4 of you, to pair up. You pair up according to how you see fit, and you're at the back of the room, and I will be meeting with some of the other kids at the reading table, and I will be offering some support there. Okay, back to the camera. I'm trying to get kind of tall. So this would normally be a 40-minute lesson. We have a 40-minute block for writing/social studies. Typically, what we do for writing, right now we're doing a factual writing piece, so this fits right into it. And then move on from there. But this is, like I said, a 40-minute piece. It'll probably last at least a week. Doing it every day for a week. It's a big assignment, and they do need support. Again, I will be meeting with the SPED kids and the ELL students at the reading table and offering them some support, giving them some support with understanding the comprehension piece of the text, showing them visuals that I have prepared. In another slide, there's a better map, and the GT kids, like I said, are working a little bit more independently. The other students, the rest of the 18 kids, will be working pretty much independently too, but I will be around offering them some support too. Okay, guys. The last piece that we're going to look at today is the background essay questions. I know we were running a little short on time, but before we break for today, I'd like you to answer the first 3 questions when we have time. If we don't finish today, that's okay. We always have tomorrow. Don't feel rushed. I want you to put quality before quantity. And again, after they finish these 3 questions, with some support, of course, like I said before, I will do my wrapping up the lesson, the closure. Okay, boys and girls, hands off your keyboards. Okay, today we learned about Cabeza de Vaca and the really difficult situation he was in the area of Mexico for 8 years. Again, our objective is to, over the next couple of days, write a 5-paragraph essay with about 5 to 6 sentences per paragraph. So that's quite a bit. I know you didn't quite do that in 4th grade, but this is 5th grade, and we can do it. I will support you, and I know we can do a great job with this assignment. There's more to come. Okay, thank you. That would be it. And the closure, again, would be kind of a reminder of what we did during the lesson. I'd start off the next day with a little pre-talk of refreshing their minds about the previous day's work. Okay, thank you.